Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors. And we will open our meeting at 1:02 p.m. Is there any public comment? Don't believe, well, actually, let's wait just a moment for for Glenn to return.
Keith is coming too.
Oh, okay. We'll just go on hold for just a moment. All right. Did we have any public comment? No public comment? Okay. And now we have Keith coming in, so we'll give him a second. Hey, Keith.
I say, bud.
Okay, there was no public comment, so we'll go on to the consent agenda items, 3 through 5. Did anybody have any questions or something they wanted to ask on any of these items? You could ask a quick question, or if you have anything in depth, you can pull the item for individual consideration.
Do we have an idea? Yeah, I do have a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And this is on the, I guess, revenue, EDC sales tax. It says here that there's a 10% increase in revenues, and I was wondering if we have any idea why.
Small percentage of the 2% of the rest of it is,
Okay. 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 That's all.
All right, anyone else? If not, could I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda items 3 through 5?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
That was Pat, second. Bert? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And then approved unanimously for consent items. We'll move on to our individual items. Number 6 is a presentation by Armstrong, Vaughn and Associates regarding our 2014 audit.
Good afternoon, board members. First, let me just take the opportunity to say that it's just our good pleasure to work with the city and the Economic Development Corporation. We'd just like to say that we had a very smooth audit here. The staff was wonderful to work with, and they provided all of our answers to all of our questions very timely and very easily, and just made it as smooth of a process as we could possibly dream for. So it's always a nice thing to be able to report that.
like to move that we accept the audit as presented, fiscal year 2014.
Thank you, Cindy. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Unanimously approved. Thank you very much. All right, now we can go to number 7. This is, I had understood this to be a report item, but go ahead. Let us know what you got there.
On the, funding and/or construction, Fay Services, Biology Engineering, they should have 95% plans to us, I believe it's now by tomorrow. And they will also have a revised construction estimate. Do not have any, idea at this time what that is. I did try to probe Byron for that information. He wanted to wait until everything was finalized. Once we have those numbers, then, city council will be able to, discuss potential funding mechanism for it, and then, EDC can also see how EDC contributes. They are gonna give us approximately 1 to 2 weeks, I believe, to review the documents to see if there's any, modifications we would like to make, to the agreement, and then present it to, SOS for approval.
They pretty much sorted through all the potential issues, you think?
Hopefully.
Okay. I mean, even with us, so I don't think that there would likely be any surprises, right? Okay,
That's the
good.
intent. After, they submitted a 50% plan, so there's some minor revisions they had to make due to SOS regulations.
Right.
But all those have been incorporated, so they do not foresee any issues.
Okay. Good.
Question,
Yes, sir.
is that okay?
Yes.
Have you, Glenn, have you received, word from the people that didn't respond on the cut-throughs on the driveway yet?
All but 2, the Presbyterian Church and the Exxon station not responded, everyone else gave us permission.
Okay.
So I still need to, I'm waiting to get ahold of them Friday.
Okay. And how long have they had now?
At least 6, at least 6 weeks, since the initial, announcement.
Okay. And then I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
This is more for Rick, I guess. If we receive the plans from the engineers, do you think it will be on our next council agenda? Is that enough time? I guess, what is it, the next council's 22nd?
No, it won't be on February 26th. It'll be the first meeting in March.
The first meeting in March?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay. Well, I have one follow-up question then, for the driveway cuts, if those folks don't give approval, then it just means that they would have to bore those too? It'd just be a little higher cost there. Have you had any input back from them at all, or just silence so far?
Silence.
Okay. So they were sent a letter, and, yeah, they haven't responded to the letter, okay. All right, so if you have no more questions, we'll move on to item number 8. This is really a report on the Lotus Linear Creek Park Transportation Grant Project.
We did, I don't believe the contract has been executed yet, but we have the final document, for services to be provided by, Terra Design Group, which I think we discussed at the last meeting, we already negotiated this, I think we were just working on the document formatting.
Yeah, just a little fine tunes and so it should be signed, as soon as we get their signed copy, my understanding.
And that is pending, obviously, the seal of obligation by the city, so we're not liable for expenses or, I mean, that was included in the contract.
Anybody have any questions about that?
Just one
Yes,
more.
yes, sir.
Do they, are they,
get paid. Because we just wrote that in since we didn't have any firmed up, I mean, we have good promise for it, but we don't actually have it in hand yet, so thought it would be best to write that in the contract. And then, they will start when the funds are available. Okay, moving on to item number 8. I'm sorry, I didn't circle that one yet. Item number 9. What's the status on our marketing materials?
We, President Garner and staff met with Dallas Pascal. They were one that was selected to move forward with both, print and digital marketing for the EDC. We instructed them to revise their proposal. We kind of narrowed down the total package for both print design initially. I think it was in excess of $40,000. Obviously, we didn't have that kind of budget, so we had to go through and figure out what was the best use and best exposure for the EDC. I know we received the digital marketing estimates back, we have not received the print marketing. So we should be receiving that at the latest by Friday of this week.
Can you tell me what the digital looked like?
The digital will have some contribution, from the city side, from the marketplace to, develop and implement a schedule to do Facebook advertising. It's a very, I think if they are where they use, good return on your money versus, print advertising, relatively expensive. You are saturating the market, I get 200,000 impressions, but getting a return on those people actually coming to your event or expressing an interest is very low. Facebook is a lot more targeted. You can do it either by demographic, by geographic area, a number of factors. And I know some of the local businesses have had pretty good success with it.
Okay, so they're still working on the print. Did you get the impression from our meeting that the price might go down since they don't have to do so much design work?
They did. I thought they knew that initially, but,
Okay,
yeah,
well, that's a good thing. They just have to reproduce what we saw presented to us that we all liked. That was, our direction to them. And, they'll be working on getting that to happen. Okay. You have any other questions on marketing? Nope. All right,
Artie?
Yes, sir.
Something just popped in my head.
Yes.
What was our budget again? Was it 20?
The board approved $20,000.
Okay.
With the thought that if we needed more, we could go back, but that was all that was approved at that time.
Okay, and what was the estimate again, the beginning estimate? 30?
For both print and digital, it was close to 40.
Close to 40. Okay.
But they didn't realize, they thought they would have to design the whole thing, to have, intense design time, and they don't have that required. So, it should go down, and we cut out some things as to what we wanted in our scope of work, so
Okay.
hopefully it'll fit within that amount, but we'll let you know when it comes back.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, let's see, on to item number 10.
I've noticed that I haven't seen any construction at all over there since council turned down the, tax abatement. Is that, I mean, is that just a coincidence, or do you know?
I don't know, right now. The information they provided us a few weeks ago, was that there was some financing issues between the architect and the owner. That's why work stopped.
So they're
We
right
were
at,
told 2 weeks ago that everything was cleared up, maybe moving forward, yeah, I still haven't seen any real activity.
okay. I thought I saw a backhoe in the other day moving around, but that's it, so.
The current activity is just the bank side, correct? I mean, they have never broken ground for the Walgreens. My understanding was they were gonna finish the bank first, and it wasn't the bank that asked for the,
No, it was Walgreens.
okay, all right.
Is that
Just
front
wanted to clarify
building
that.
the bank?
Compass Bank, on the
No,
corner, correct?
I mean, I know which,
Oh,
anyways,
okay,
I'm
I'm sorry.
talking about,
The one under construction.
the one under construction, will that be the new bank? It's gonna be real small, right? And they're gonna tear down the other building? Oh, I see, okay.
Do know the Shell gas station, had their site plan and signage approved. Keep our fingers crossed, Greg said they will be moving forward soon. That'll be a nice addition, and it is a Burger King that is, inking a deal to do the, restaurant attached to it.
Yeah, I've got it,
Yes,
I don't, also, I was at the P and Z meeting, they got a verbal commitment to keep those 2 big trees in front of the Shell station, and they are exempt, if I'm correct, they could take those out if they wanted to. So, did you get any, did they get past the verbal,
I think their intent is to keep.
Yeah, no,
There is, the site plan doesn't interfere with those two, so
okay,
there should be no reason.
but they could take them down if they wanted to, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good news.
A couple of the prospects are looking at the area, Advanced Auto, surprisingly, now that we have an AutoZone, Advanced Auto wants to come into Columbus. And then we have, a sign manufacturer, doesn't really do the large commercial signs, they do more, the vinyl signage, is looking to move here in Columbus. Contact with the limousine company, a salon and barber shop, another one for Old Town Columbus. And then, I did get a follow-up with, Tom Rhodey on that UT Health, Children's, Clinic, said they're still interested, but no deal has been inked yet. And I have offered any assistance the city or BZ could provide, if there's no obstacle other than no word.
Marty?
yes, sir.
Is that, would that go in the rest of the, business, on Business Parkway over there?
Yeah, considerable.
The open stores, or, okay, square footage, okay.
And that, just occurred to me, that's probably not a big tax, provider, but it does bring a service that brings other people to the area, so, yeah, okay.
It does. We lost, Helotes Pediatrics,
Mm.
8 months ago.
Okay,
It used to be like a 2-story, stress center, crossing. So it does fill the need.
okay, yeah. Good. Couple more?
The second item on there,
Is the plan still to start in 16?
As far as the realignment, on Highway 1560 and Bandera Road, yes.
That's not really part,
That
it's not,
incorporates
yeah.
part of the super street, which is, from the, Dairy Queen all the way down to Ulala.
Yeah.
Would be that section.
What month in 16?
We're still in the, information first quarter of 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's funded and ready to go. It's on the project, construction schedule. All right, any other questions on that?
Just one point of clarification, the only thing that anybody's really working on right now, if I understand it right, is the Circle A realignment is the only thing that's in the pipeline right now for financing, other than what they're getting ready to let on housing down there coming in at 1560 on the other end. I still think we need to look at this very carefully. It's gonna totally destroy the small town effect of Helotes if you do this. We need to come up with an alternative plan, that just hasn't been done anywhere that you're going through a small town with it, with that kind of volume of traffic. And this Bandera Road Circle A thing in rush hour traffic is gonna back traffic clear up on 16 because it's feeding, there's no place for it to feed. You're putting 2 turn lanes going down into a single lane road down by the church at where the new intersection goes across and ties into 1560 West. Unless you add lanes to 1560 from there on down, probably to Babcock Road, it's not gonna function.
So you're talking two different things here. I'm not
No,
sure I
not.
understand. The Circle A,
The Circle A, when you put 2 left turns off of Bandera to go 1560 over to.
oh, realigning, but it's not Circle A anymore, it's moved up.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what you're talking
When you do
about.
that, you're gonna back traffic clear out onto Highway 16, and they're gonna be stopped before all those cars get through down at the next light.
I don't doubt it.
It's not
Well,
gonna be a
maybe you should go
solution.
talk to the traffic engineers and explain how they got this
I
wrong.
don't think it's a better answer though.
There's not really any better answer to do that, but it's not gonna work either.
Well, what we have doesn't work.
Can I say something?
Yes, well, I guess we can address the, go ahead.
I-
Yes.
Pat, I understand your concerns, or I'll speak, I'm supposed to speak. I understand the concerns that were brought up, but I came home, when was it? About 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Turning here, getting ready to turn in front of the Shell station, and there wasn't very much traffic, but there was a big truck that had just gone through past the Shell and it wanted to turn left. Well, it had to wait for traffic to come the other way, okay? It stopped a bunch of people in the middle of Bandera Road, okay? And the light, turned green for them to come south on Bandera Road. Well, people are still milling around. This is 11 o'clock at night. This right here will stop that. It won't allow that. There was almost an accident at that time of night at this intersection. This intersection is antiquated. We have to do something. It's no good.
We
There was
wanna-
almost an accident at 11 o'clock at night. And if you
That's
have this
approved
type of
already.
concept
We're
in,
gonna do
that won't happen.
All right, I think,
I
I
just,
think
I
this
have
is
one
a-
more say.
yes,
Just-
go ahead.
I just have one more thing. My biggest concern is trucks, the turnaround for trucks. I've noticed they had the big kind of super street on 1604 right now. And I've actually been nearly sideswiped by trucks twice just in the last week, just turning what we already have, from Bandera onto Leslie Road, the big Walmart truck turning. And then one had actually gone into, the barbecue place, Bill Miller's, and was coming out of it and almost hit the back of it had to stop traffic all behind because it was almost hit the back of my car, and that happened twice in just a space of a week, the turns. So I'm concerned about the turnaround for trucks, but I noticed that they have signs on 1604 on their turnarounds, and it has no trucks allowed. So we're gonna have to make special considerations for trucks. Trucks are gonna have to only be able to turn or come on somewhere else. But anyway, that's one of my concerns, is the turnaround for trucks,
Right.
and we have big ones.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the realignment intersection is a city council, project. They've pursued that with, I think that Texas,
We haven't,
someone else is
we
gonna be
haven't
paying
voted
for
on it or anything, it'll be in March. I think that we're gonna,
But we're talking about the intersection alignment that's already funded, and then
Yeah.
and that's separate from the Super Street.
right, yes.
Okay.
Well,
At any rate, if we wanna make sure that if you have comments, that you address them to the city at that meeting. And if there is something else that you think the EDC should be doing in relation to that particular project,
For that particular project, I don't think we've got a choice.
okay?
I'm saying this overall whole Super Street project, when you do that, if TxDOT does anything, they will maintain or increase the speed limits going through town.
You know that,
Because of the alignment and the way they're doing it to try to increase traffic flow, and it's gonna create more problems. You can't run a super street through a little town. You can't get off to get to the businesses. If you look at 281 North, there's no comparison to what you're doing on 281 North. That's a right-of-way that was designed for an interstate, the same thing with what they've done on Super Street South. You've got 6 times more right-of-way down there you're working with than you do below us.
so are you suggesting that we need to have an agenda item to discuss what the EDC should do about this project?
We need to make well, I don't know that it's even appropriate, Rick would have to answer that, if it's even appropriate for the EDC to, as a group, to make any comments. It's a city council function, basically.
I mean, I think it's perfectly appropriate for you to make comments on the project. I know that on March 26th, council will consider both the realignment project and also a Super Street concept. So if you're interested, you can come to the March 26th meeting and see what council as a whole says on the topic. But I don't think it's inappropriate for an EDC to pass a resolution in support or not in support of the project.
Well, we won't be able to do it before the meeting anyway. I guess we could if we did it at the March meeting.
I just thought of something, I actually met with Guy Burnett, who is, as you know, is an architect, and he gave me he talked to me about the plans. He showed me on his computer his idea. He says he understands that the Super Street, the realignment project needs to be done, and he understands it. He was concerned about the aesthetics of just having a real long expanse of concrete or asphalt all the way across with nothing, like no vegetation or something like in the middle. He's always been a proponent of trying to put, like a boulevard kind of a look. And I think that when they start working on this, we might, that might be something that we as an EDC could say, let's, look at perhaps putting some kind of a boulevard looking thing, so it just won't be one gigantic highway, in the middle of our town. Yes, Bandera is a major highway. However, it is going through our town, and between the city limits of San Antonio and, we should have some control over the way it looks. And, so I think that might be something we can consider. So anyway, and he did show me some, and in fact, it might be a good idea if we could invite him to come to show us what his thoughts are on that, since he is, I was impressed by his ideas.
I'd like to see something like that as well. I think the boulevard idea is a good thing. Like you mentioned, we're gonna lose the character.
And I think that's an important, I think,
We have an opportunity to do something special to try to keep the character even within the context of a larger super street.
Yeah.
I think we should try to do that.
Maybe we could get him to come to the next meeting.
Okay, this being a report item, we will take these, things under consideration, the comments today, and, any other input you have for Glenn or for myself, just, send it to Glenn, and we'll go from there. Yes, sir.
I just said, the only thing council's gonna do, if I'm right, is just vote whether or not to support the project. If TxDOT wants to do it, they can do it. They would just like to have our support. Am I correct here?
No, they said that they would want,
Well,
you're
wait a minute,
talking the resolution?
Yeah, I mean, you will be looking at two different resolutions on March twenty-sixth, one for the realignment project and one for in support of Super Street. The concept,
This is just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
TxDOT will not implement the Super Street project without council support.
Okay.
But that's sort of an off-the-record type thing, but they're not gonna.
Bottom line is, all we're doing is giving them the support. If they wanted to, they could.
Well, it's their right of way, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
They just have a history of not doing that. I mean,
Okay.
Leon Valley didn't pay until city
Okay.
Okay, any more questions on either of those, report items? If not, we are going to go into closed session, and we'll adjourn from this meeting and based on sections
Doesn't
551.071,
matter, you can go anytime.
section 551.072, 551.073, 551.074, 551, okay, 74.
551.071.
Okay.
Let me address a couple of things. Mr. Schroeder had sent me some documents that Clint had sent to him, regarding the employee's right to participate in a closed session under 551.074. It is my opinion, that there is no right for the employee to participate absent the board's desire that the employee be allowed to participate in the closed session under the personnel exception. The exception to that is if the employee requests an open session. If that's the employee's request, then the hearing must be, as it addresses the personnel issue, has to be conducted in an open session. If there are items that the board wishes to consult with its attorney about that fall under the exceptions of 551.071, which is your general attorney-client consultation, you can do that as well if there are questions you want to ask me. We did discuss the item at the last meeting, so I don't know if there are any other questions or any additional guidance. And I guess the option then is up to the employee whether he wants to have an open session.
I guess the question would first need to be, would the board allow me to be in a closed session?
That's their decision. The law is very clear that the purpose of the closed session is to allow the board to speak candidly. And there are, the presence of the employee in the closed session really inhibits that. And that's why we allow that to be done in a closed session. It is my opinion that all employee matters should be heard in a closed session, just for the privacy of the employee. But the employee does have the right to request an open session, but does not have a right to participate in a closed meeting unless the board allows him to do that.
I think would be appropriate to go into closed session, for, at least a short time. And then, if, then the board can answer the question as to what they wanna do from there.
So they want to talk, they want to engage in attorney.
Yes, sir. That's why, well, I mentioned that, but the former mayor used to name them all just in case.
I do.
Unless there's an objection to that, then that's how we would proceed. But then when we address the personnel matter, I don't know, is that what you want? You want it in open session?
Well, if I'm being permitted to be, in a closed session, it's an open session.
I think you just said that the board agreed to it, he could participate.
Yeah, we're gonna go into closed session,
No.
we can discuss that.
We need to make the decision whether to allow him to go to the closed session.
I would prefer that he did not. I have some
Well-
attorney-client questions for him, for our attorney.
We
I
can
don't think we
discuss
have to answer
and
that.
nothing else.
Right.
We will talk to the attorney